The Tragedy and Triumph of Gormley Thatch. From Dave Dreams of Fantasy Worlds by Lynn and Dave. Genre: medieval comedy drama with a sci-fi twist. Act 1: The Woes of Gormley Thatch. In the ancient and dreary village of Mucklebog, where the rain fell sideways and the pigs were suspiciously well read, a boy named Gormley Thatch was born under the saddest of stars. His father, the local cabbage farmer, disappeared after claiming he could teach vegetables to juggle. His mother, renowned for her pies, which no one could eat without crying, raised Gormley in the shadow of perpetual disappointment. By the age of 16, Gormley was known far and wide as Gormley the Unfortunate. He once fell into a well chasing a butterfly. He tried his hand at sword-making but melted every blade into something resembling a pretzel, and when he proposed marriage to the miller's daughter, she laughed so hard she pulled a muscle and had to lie down for 3 days. One cold, damp evening, the village seer, a blind woman named Dabina the Dubious, approached Gormley with a prophecy. "Gormley Thatch," she intoned, "you shall rise above your wretched fate. A grand destiny awaits you at the castle of almost certain doom." "Certain doom sounds right up my alley," Gormley muttered, rolling his eyes. Armed with nothing but a second-hand wooden sword and a pair of very squeaky boots, Gormley set off on his journey. Act 2: The Quest to the Castle of Almost Certain Doom. On his tragic-comic quest, Gormley quickly assembled a crew of misfit adventurers. Sir Brotwold the Impressive, a knight who claimed he had slain dragons but was actually terrified of chickens; Lystra of Thistlewick, a sharp-tongued herbalist who kept handing Gormley medicinal herbs that were just oddly shaped weeds; Bumble the Bard, a minstrel whose only skill was playing the same 3 notes on his lute while humming. Together they journeyed through forests of sneezing trees, across fields where cows had philosophical debates, and through a river that insisted on narrating their every move. "Lo, the lad in squeaky boots crosses my waters, dripping ineptitude." Finally they reached the castle of Almost Certain Doom, a place so ominous that it had 2 thunderclaps just for dramatic effect. Gormley prepared to meet his destiny, but the castle door was locked. "Did anyone bring the key?" Gormley asked. "I thought you had it," said Sir Brotwold. After 3 hours of banging on the door and begging the castle to let them in, the portcullis accidentally fell off its hinges, and they walked right in. Inside they found the villain of their story, Duke Malvinicus the Slightly Peeved, a man who'd turned evil after someone stepped on his hat in childhood. "You have come to thwart me?" Malvinicus sneered. "Not really," said Gormley. "We're just sort of here." Act 3: The most anticlimactic duel in history. The villain challenged Gormley to a duel of honor, a fight with swords. Unfortunately, Malvinicus's sword shattered on contact because it had been rusting for decades, and Gormley accidentally dropped his wooden sword, which bounced and hit Malvinicus in the shin. "I yield," the Duke wailed, clutching his leg. The villagers of Mucklebog, who had inexplicably arrived for the spectacle, erupted in cheers. Gormley Thatch had saved the day, mostly by accident. His name was now sung in taverns far and wide, though always accompanied by much snickering. But just as Gormley was about to declare victory and return home, the castle began to rumble. Ancient magic had been triggered. "Ye fools!" cried Dabina the Dubious, who had appeared out of nowhere. "This castle be not of this world. The prophecy foretold that it shall carry you all to lands unseen." And before anyone could argue or find the exit, the castle with all its occupants vanished in a flash of blinding light. Act 4: Welcome to the year 2300. When the light faded, Gormley and his companions found themselves standing in a futuristic wasteland of blinking neon lights, self-aware robots, and flying metal beasts. Signs read, "Welcome to the year 2300, where nothing makes sense but the coffee is free." "By the saints!" gasped Sir Brotwold. "What witchery is this?" Lystra pointed at a passing robot. "Is that an armored horse?" Bumble the Bard tried to serenade a vending machine but got zapped. Gormley, meanwhile, stared at a glowing screen broadcasting something called The Great Sandwich Wars, Season 12. "This can't be real," Gormley whispered. A booming voice echoed from the sky. "Gormley Thatch, hero of slight circumstance, your destiny continues." "Can we just go home?" Gormley yelled back. The voice ignored him. Final scene: the shanty of time travel. Accepting their fate, the cast and villagers gathered together in the ruins of a futuristic pub and decided there was only one thing left to do: sing. Bumble struck his lute, still only 3 notes, and the crowd began a shanty, joined by robots, confused travelers, and eventually the audience themselves. "Oh, Gormley Thatch, the boy so cursed, he bumbled through life, but things got worse. From Mucklebog's mud to the future's glow, we sailed through time with nowhere to go. So raise your mugs, let the ale flow free. We're stuck in the year 2300, you see. From doom to laughter our fate did twine. Sing loud, my friends, for we've run out of time. The song grows louder, the audience claps and stomps along, and as the final verse ends, the lights dim, the sound of futuristic beeping and the faint whisper of Gormley's voice echo. Wait, does anyone know how to get back? Curtain falls. Post-credits for laughs. A lone robot scans the stage and says, Welcome to the Blandwich Academy of Slightly Magical Science. Enrollment now open for androids. The end.